What is up, guys? It's TheGreatWall back at another video. Today we are here with another 10-year sim. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks, as you guys can probably guess at this point. But today we're doing the 10-year sim, which means, as you guys know, I let the CPU do whatever they can. Obviously, I don't think they're going to be able to repeat or even come close to what the Marlins did last week. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out because that was insane. But yeah, I mean, if you guys like the video, leave a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me and my editor. If not, it's no big deal. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into the video. Let's see what moves they're going to make. All right, and the first trade of the video is going to be Ildemaro Vargas for Logan Evans, straight up. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. Let's see how they do, or how they are doing. Sorry, English. I mean, they're very meh. That's a very great way of putting it. The Phillies look like they're very good, though. Who do we have as an all-star? Maybe one of the closers? No. Oh, no Ketel. Okay. Oh, yes, Ketel. I'm sorry. I'm losing it. Ketel Marte is an all-star. And I think that's just about it. No, Corbin Carroll as well. So those two are good. Good thing is they have Corbin Carroll locked down for a long time. As well as Ketel Marte. I think they have him locked down for a couple of years. Yeah, they do. They have them locked down for around the same amount of time, which is good. So, yeah, hopefully they don't trade either of them. Okay, actually very solid draft class here. They draft 3 solid players, a bunch of meh, but those 3 players are pretty good. So, who knows? They might have a decent future ahead of them. All right, they're going to finish off 79 and 83, just miss out on the playoffs, which is okay. Not bad first year. Corbin Carroll led league in doubles, so good for him. Let's see how the team did, though. All right, 6-1 out of Ketel Marte, 4-7 from Corbin Carroll, 3-7 from Nolan Arenado, as well as Geraldo Perdomo. Moreno with a 3-2. Pavin Smith with a 2-6. Good for him. Jose Fernandez, 1-8. 1-3 from Ryan Waldschmidt. Yeah, nothing else that's, too good. AJ Puck, 37 saves. Paul Sewald, 13. Sucks we're going to end up probably losing AJ Puck and Zach Gallen this offseason. But Ryan Nelson with a 3, Rodriguez with a 2-3, Merrill Kelly with a 1-6, Puck with a 1-3, and Gallen with a 1. Yeah, let's get to the offseason, see if they can make any meaningful moves, maybe make the playoffs next year. Alright, so they did lose Soroka, Gallen, Puck, which sucks because those are all very solid guys. They get Trent Grisham for way too much money, and really nothing else that's going to help them. So looks like they're going to probably end up taking a step backwards, unfortunately. All right, they're going to trade Ryan Waldschmidt for Spencer Steer. I do not like this deal whatsoever. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby. Let's see how they are doing. No one from their team here. That's all right. It sucks, but it's fine. They're a little bit under 500, which, I mean, isn't bad. It's just they're not going to do well in this division, unfortunately. Ryan Nelson, like if they were in I feel like if this team was in a different division, they might do a lot better. It's funny because AJ Puck is an all-star, just not for our team. Anyone else from our team here? Ketel Marte, still doing a great job. Maybe Corbin Carroll? I'm hoping Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll is here. It just needs to do a little bit better. Honestly, I feel like they have a shot at making the playoffs, just not a great shot. So, see what ends up happening. All right, and it looks like they're going to kind of give up on this year. They're going to trade Pavin Smith for Mitch Voigt. Guess that's an okay deal. I don't know. All right, they have another decent draft, 380 plus potential guys. I mean, not bad. Obviously could be better, but it could have been worse. All right, they finish off 1 game better exactly, which is crazy, 80 and 82. They didn't lose AJ Puck, Zach Allen, and Mike Soroka. They would have had a shot, but unfortunately they did. Let's see. Ooh, 11 caught stealing, not great. Where does it say? So only 27 stolen bases. Wow. Not a great year from Corbin Carroll. 7-8 from Trent Grisham, out of all people. Ketel Marte with a 7-1. Carroll with a 3-9. Moreno with a 2-3. Perdomo with a 2-1. Gurriel with a 1-9. Ty France with a 1-5. Really nothing else too spectacular. Pitching wise. Oh, so they did get Zach Gallen back, which I guess is something to be happy about. 40 saves out of Justin Martinez. Not bad. 1-8 from Gallen and Ryan Nelson as well. Corbin Burns with a 1.7. I think it's crazy. 40 saves, and he had a negative .44. That's insane. All right, let's see if they can make any moves this offseason. Like I said, they're a couple moves away from being a playoff team. All right, so in free agency, they lost some meh players. They did sign Brendan Donovan, Griffin Jacks. I'm going to turn Griffin Jacks back to reliever. He's not a starter. I hate that they did that. He's an opener, but he's not a starting pitcher. So we're going to turn him back into a reliever, and that actually might help this team out a little bit. All right, we're at the home run derby. No one here from our team, and surprise, surprise, we are extremely mid again, 50 and 47. Ketel Marte's here, though, which is good. Anyone else? No. We have to have at least one more player, because the team's decent. Ketel Marte's here, we saw that. Maybe Corbin Carroll again? Corbin Carroll, okay, so he's been an all-star all 3 years. Just unfortunately failing to really kind of solidify himself as like a superstar. He's an all-star, but he hasn't been a superstar quite just yet. So who knows? Maybe this year's the year he finally helps us make it to the playoffs. All right, they're going to make a move. Elroy Jensen for Kazuma Okamoto. Okamoto? I think it's a solid deal for them. Okay, they're going to make a huge deal. Cash Buto, Elvis Correa, and Slade Caldwell for Grayson Rodriguez, Leody Taveras, and Victor Caratini. Okay, I mean, they had one decent player. Sucks, but it's okay. All right, they finish off 88 and 74, make the postseason. The good thing is they do have Brandon Fod, or whatever his name is. Corbin Carroll wins a Gold Glove, who I am going to be able to turn into a starter. So who knows? We might see a World Series here. Ketel Marte 7.7, Corbin Carroll 7.5. That's what I need to see right there. 6.7 from Trent Grisham, 3.6 from Brendan Donovan, 3.1 from Taveras, as well as Okamoto. Perdomo with a 2.6, as well as Jose Fernandez. Moreno with a 1.9, Del Castillo with a 1.7, Steer with a 1.3, Lawler with a 1. So everyone on the team performed. 46 saves out of Griffin Jackson made him the closer over Justin Martinez. Because let's see, yeah, they didn't have what's his name starting, Brandon. So see the Wars. 3-2 from Corbin Burns, 2-1 from Zach Gallen, 2 from Rodriguez, 1-7 from Rick Milton, 1-4 from Ryan Nelson, 1-2 from Grayson Rodriguez, a 1 from Justin Martinez. Brandon, he pitched very well. So let's turn him into a starter, and then let's have him in the playoffs and see if they can get it done. All right, they're taking on Atlanta. They're going to move on to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to sweep them. That's unfortunate. All right, they're going to get Wensiel Perez for Christian Mania. Okay, they're going to trade Octavio Lundy for Jordan Walker. This isn't a bad move. Okay, they're going to trade Patrick Forbes for Joey Weimer. Meh. Okay, they're going to make a big deal. They're going to get Matt Wallner, Danny Jansen, and Alex Jackson for Barack Pickett, Justin Martinez, Jeff MacArthur. I don't like giving up Justin Martinez personally, but it is what it is. In free agency, they lost Ryan Nelson. Okay, they lost a lot of solid guys, and they signed Yanier Diaz, which I mean is decent, but see what the team actually looks like at this point. I mean, they still got a great team, so I think they should still make the playoffs. So, yeah, let's go find out if they can. Okay, they're going to get Heliot Ramos for Mitch Bratt. All right, home run derby time. Let's see, no one here. Wow, the Athletics had 2 guys at the top. Not bad for them. We are first. I didn't even realize that. Did I say Trent Grisham out there in center? Yes, it did. All right. We're seeing some things that we like to see. Landon Sims. I don't know who this guy is, but real person. So good for him. Anyone else from the team? No Ketel Marte, which I think is interesting. Okamoto's here. Okamoto, whatever it is. I think it's Okamoto. Trent Grisham, no Corbin Carroll. So some new guys making the All-Star team, but we'll take it. As long as we are winning games, that's all that matters. All right, and they had a very, very, very meh to bad draft class, which sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Wow. All right, they win 102 games and win their division. They are the 1 seed, so good for them. Trent Grisham walks. Good job. Pretty much all there is to say about that. Okay, looks like Yanier Diaz was the right move. 8.5 out of Trent Grisham, who's up to a 90 overall. Good for him. Danny Jansen with a 5.7. Okamoto with a 4.9. Marte with a 4.8. Diaz with a 4.2. Perdomo with a 3.8. Carroll with a 3.3. Donovan with a 3.1. Wallner with a 2.2. Ramos with a 1.3. yeah, the rest of the guys kind of did okay for the most part. Pitching wise, not bad whatsoever. They traded Justin Martinez. That is, wait, no. Hold on, are they missing a closer? Griffin Jax wasn't closing games out. Okay, no, he only had 4. Rick Milton, maybe? No. I guess they just didn't have an actual steady closer. Am I losing my mind? Alright, I guess they just did not have an actual closer, which is kind of crazy. But let's go back here to the pitchers. I mean, they did I guess they counted for about 45 saves, so I guess that makes sense. Just kind of weird. 3-6 from Grayson Rodriguez, 2-7 from Corbin Burns, Brandon with a 2, as well as Landon Sims, Gallon with a 1-6, and that's really it. Unfortunately, it is what it is, though. Top to the playoffs, we don't have anyone to change or anything. So, Dodgers, they're gonna get past the Dodgers. The Cubs, they're gonna move on to the World Series. Come on, can they take down Boston? They cannot. They lose in the World Series to the Red Sox. Good season. They need a couple pieces. Hopefully they don't fall apart here. They signed Wyatt Langford. Okay, as long as they don't lose too many guys, they might be winning the World Series next year. They also get Zach Neto. No way. No way whatsoever. Oh my God, they got Paul Skeens. There's no way they don't win at least 3 World Series. There's no way. Alright, it looks like they lost some guys. They lost Rodriguez, Perdomo, and Walker, but they more than made up for that. They got Wyatt Langford, Zach Neto, Paul Skeens. I mean, Sean Murphy and Jorge Polanco are decent too. This team has to be insane. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this team has to win a World Series. At least one. At least one, or I would consider this a failure. They got Tommy Troy playing left field in this? Did they just come out with the roster update? Because I recorded Sunday's video literally like 3 hours ago. But it looks like I guess they dropped an update because Tommy Troy's in left field. So, yeah, I guess. Okay. All right, we're at the home run derby. No one here, but that's okay. Did I say C.J. Abrams? Oh, C.J. Abrams, good for him. The team is honestly, I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit disappointing. We're only 53 and 44. No one starting, which is insane. Skeens is here, though, which I still think is crazy that they got Paul Skeens. Like, absolutely insane. Do they have anyone else here? Oh, who's this guy? Good for the Nationals. Anyone else? No. Alright. Hopefully they can figure it out for the second half of the season and make the playoffs. Alright, another very bad class. I don't understand how they have, like this always happens, their scout potential is always way worse than their actual potential. It's not like they're injured or anything, so I don't understand why it looks like that, but it is what it is. Let's finish out the year strong. Alright, not as good as last year, but 93 and 69. They make the postseason as the 4 seed. Fortunately, that means they have to go through the Dodgers. Skeens might have won the Cy Young. And Skeens did win the Cy Young. Absolutely electric season from him. Let's see how the rest of the guys did, though. Alright, Trent Grisham with an 8.2. He might accidentally make the Hall of Fame. How old is he? 33. He needs about 3 more seasons like this. Maybe 4. And he honestly might make the Hall of Fame. Which I think is absolutely insane that he's been this good for us. Langford with a 6.4, Corbin Carroll with a 4.9, Ketel Marte with a 4.5. I'm surprised they haven't gotten rid of either of these guys yet. Brendan Donovan with a 3.4, Yanier Diaz with a 3.3, Neto with a 2.9, Polanco with a 1.5, Okamoto with a 1.4. Team did very well. 43 saves out of Griffin Jax. He has not really progressed ever since I turned him back into a reliever, which sucks, but it is what it is. Skeens with a 4.6, Brandon with a 1.7, Gallon with a 1.6, Burns with a 1.5, and Logan Evans with a 1.2. Let's go to the playoffs. Come on. We take down the Padres. The Dodgers are going to murder us, though. That sucks. All right, let's go to next year and see if they can maybe put a slightly better team together. They get Framber Valdez. Dude, they're making moves out here. They get Tanner Bybee as well. Dude, they want to win a World Series. Like, genuinely want to win a World Series here. Okay, they're going to trade away Yilber Diaz, Dion Coe, and Adrian Ruth for Casey Schmidt and Ivan Herrera. Okay, they're going to trade away Roger Asuncion, Jancel Luis for Mike Burrows and Ryan Kirkering. Alright, so they did lose Brandon Burns, Griffin Jacks, lost a few guys to free agency, but they did sign a couple solid players to replace them, so who knows, maybe we have another good year, make it back to the playoffs here. Alright, home run derby, come on. No one here. Alright, that sucks. I thought maybe we'd have a shot. But we are in first, tied for first. No one starting, which is okay. Who do we have as all-stars? Rick Milton, kind of stepping into his own. Wish he would develop a little bit better, but that's fine. Yanier Diaz is here. Good for him. Did that say Patrick Forbes? Hold on. Oh, it said, okay, never mind. Brendan Donovan's here, though. Good for him. And that's going to be it. All right, let's see if the team can finish off strong and make the playoffs. Dude, I got so excited for a second. I saw this and was like, no way they got a generational talent. But it's this guy. They did get this guy, though, who is a beast. So, wow. I don't, like, why would you even draft a guy like that? Okay. All right. I mean, decent draft just for this guy alone. So, see if they finish out the year strong. All right, they do make the playoffs. They actually win the division. They are the 3 seed, unfortunately, though. But they don't have to take on the Dodgers for a while. Skeens, great year. I'm assuming he won Cy Young, maybe? Yes, he did. 3 gold. We had the entire outfield for Gold Glove. That is actually so sick. Corbin Carroll in right. Trent Grisham in center. Wyatt Langford in left. Trent Grisham, put this man in the Hall of Fame. Honestly, just put him in the Hall of Fame. He's well on his way to getting there. So, who knows? Maybe. Let's see the team, though. Brendan Donovan, 200 hits. Good job from him. 7 more from Brendan Donovan. 6'8" from Trent Grisham. Ketel Marte with a 6'6". Langford with a 6'3". Diaz with a 4'7". Carroll with a 4'2". Okamoto with a 4'1". I forgot he was here for a while. Zach Neto with a 4. Schmidt with a 3'1". Lawler with a 1'6". Great job all around. Rick Milton, 39 saves, finally takes over as the closer. Skeens with a 4, Valdez with a 2-4, Milton with a 1-4, Gallen with a 1-3, Logan Evans with a 1. Zach Gallen, all-time, dare to say all-time Diamondback at this point in his career? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Let's see if they can go ahead and do a job, though. They're taking on Chicago, who they're going to take on Atlanta, who sweeps them just barely. It sucks. They're so close and so far at the same time. Alright, they're going to trade Kason Cunningham for Jacob Melton. They signed J.J. Weatherholt. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. And they signed Joe Adell. Dude, like, why are they actually making moves? This is probably the best this is like the best rebuild I've ever seen. Like, like, wow. Alright, in free agency, they do lose Zach Gallen and Ketel Marte. Oh, okay, so they did lose a lot of guys. Okay, maybe they don't actually want to win. I mean, they also got Brady Singer, but I think they might have missed their playoff. They still might be in the World Series window, but it's definitely closing fast. They might need to make a couple moves here. Who knows? And right on cue, they trade Jose Butto for Carmen Wladonsky. They make it to the playoffs, he'll get turned into a starter. All right, we're at the home run derby. Let us see. Yes, Joe Adell. We finally have someone in the home run derby. The team, however, not doing as well as they need to be doing. 6 games back in the West. Like I said, if this team is in the AL, like if this team's in the AL Central, they're the best team in the league. But unfortunately, they're not. Rick Milton is an all-star. Good for him. Brett Harris is an all-star. Surprising to say, I guess. Do we have anyone else? Trent Grisham, dude. Build this man a statue. Honestly. Joe Adell as well. Alright, so I mean, we've got pieces. We just need them to perform, and we just need to make it to the playoffs. Dude, they keep pump faking me with this scouting stuff. Thought they got another generation. I thought they got a generational player again. They drafted a player named Lee with 92 potential. Decent draft. I mean, solid enough just for Lee and Earl Easton. Good. Yeah, I have nothing else. All right, they go 86-76 and just sneak into the playoffs as the 5 seed, which is okay, I guess. Skeens, great year. Trent Grisham, put him in the Hall of Fame, dude. I actually want to see him make the Hall of Fame. He wins the Hank Aaron. I want to see him make the Hall of Fame at this point. Like, he has been such a beast. Trent Grisham with a 9 WAR. We already saw that, but I mean, come on. He has 2 more years like this, and he's guaranteed Hall of Famer. Well, not guaranteed. 3 more years he's guaranteed, but 2 more years he's got a chance. I mean, what's his WAR at? He's at a 68.4 WAR. Honestly, he might already kind of be there. Brendan Donovan 5.5, Langford with 5.4, Herrera with a 5.2, Weatherholt with a 4.2, Neto with a 3.1, Adele with a 2.6, Lawler with a 2.2, 1.8 from Brett Harris. 35 saves out of Rick Milton. He's doing a solid job for the most part. 4-1 out of Skeens, 2-4 from Brady Singer, 2-1 from Evans and Mladonsky. Bobby with a 1-2, Rick Milton with a 1. I'm going to go fix Mladonsky, and then we're going to hop into the playoffs, see if they can finally get it done. All right, they're taking on the Cubs. They're going to sweep them. Dodgers. They're going to beat the Dodgers. Come on, St. Louis. They're going to move on to the World Series again against the Red Sox, where they are going to get swept again. Wow, that sucks. The Red Sox own the Diamondbacks. That is rough. Yeah. I hope they didn't miss their window here. All right, they're going to trade Johnny Shepard for Joe Mack. They're going to sign Adley Rutschman. Maybe a little bit past his prime, maybe a little bit old, but hopefully he can help us out here. All right, they didn't lose really anyone in free agency. They obviously got Adley. I mean, really nothing else too crazy. Nolan, Ian Happ's probably past his prime, but who knows? Maybe they have another shot here. Looks like they're tearing it down. Wow, they owe a lot of money. They are going to get rid of Wyatt Langford for 2 Met prospects, and Hunter Goodman. All right, we are at the home run derby. Let's see what we have here. Joe Adele has 39 home runs. Maybe it's time to start talking about building him a statue as well. Let's see who we have as all-stars. Okay, Joe Adele we see. Beautiful work from him. Do we have anyone else? Rick Milton. He's been very solid for us so far. Hopefully he can continue to be solid, I guess would be the best way to put it. Do we have anyone else? It looks like no. Yeah. All right. It is what it is. Let's see if we can finish out the year strong and make it back to the playoffs. And they're tearing it down again. Rick Milton for Billy Carlson. Tommy Troy for Pablo Chavez. Brady Singer for Francisco Caruso. They are just tearing it all down. Okay, solid draft. They got this Brad Ramirez guy. Three decent players, I guess is okay. All right, 74 and 88. As you can guess, they are ripping it all down. Hold on, I'm a little bit blurry. Which sucks, but it is what it is. We kind of had a feeling at some point this was going to happen. Carmen Mladonsky with a 4.2. Trent Grisham with an 8.5. He is so good for no reason whatsoever. No reason for him to be this good. Obviously, we saw the 8.5 from Trent Grisham. JJ Weatherholt with a 4.8. Zach Neto 3.7. Adele with a 2. Adley with a 1.8. Brett Harris with a 1.5. Billy Carlson with a 1.1. Skeens, he's down to an 84. He dropped off 8 overalls. Okay. We traded away our closer. Yeah, Mladonsky with a 4.2. Skeens with a 1.7. Cardona with a 1.2. Andrew Hoffman with a 1. All right, let's see if they can make some moves happen this offseason. If not, we might be looking at the beginning of the end. Yeah, they lost just about everyone in free agency. They signed Elmer Rodriguez, Bob Francis, whoever that is, but it's not going to be enough. I think this is ball game, honestly. I think they're going to be meh at best. How does what's his face look? Trent Grisham is still here, and he's still surviving. Yeah, he's got to have a couple good years. My goal for the end of this now is for Trent Grisham to make the Hall of Fame. Honestly, I would consider that a success. All right, they're going to trade away Carmen Mladonsky for Sean Vaccaro. I actually don't think this is a bad move. All right, home run derby time. Let's see. Do we have anyone here? Okay, we don't. That's all right. That's fine. The team is not good. We're 42 and 54. We're not making the playoffs. JJ Weatherholt's here, though. Good for him. Anyone else? Not that I can see. JJ Weatherholt, we saw. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be it. All right, let's see how this final draft class looks. This is the last one, so let's see. Oh, okay. I didn't even know they got him, but they're going to trade away Nolan Jones for Bartolo Do. Okay, this is actually not a bad last draft class if they trade away a lot of these players. So maybe they have something cooking. All right, they finished 80-82 yet again, just like the second season, and they do miss out on the playoffs again, unfortunately. Trent Grisham had a phenomenal year, dude. I don't know why he's so good. I really could not tell you why he's so good. 8.6 out of him. JJ Weatherholt with a 7.2. Bob Francis with a 4.6. Rushman with a 4.3. Carlson with a 3.6. Joe Adell with a 2.1. 1.9 from Caruso. Neto with a 1.5. Nolan with a 1.1. 38 saves out of Cardona. Is he no, he's not the guy that I thought he was. 2.3 from Skeens. Honestly, he might finish out a Hall of Fame career here too as well. I think after the last year, we are going to just force a bunch of these guys to retire and see if they become Hall of Famers. But I think, unfortunately, Skeens would go in as a Pirate. I don't know. It's close. It's very close. Back to this. Elmer Rodriguez with a 2.2. Walson with a 1.7. Burgos with a 1.3. Yeah. All right, the final offseason. We only lose Nolan. We signed Roki Sasaki, AJ Smith-Shawver, Michael Garcia, who's definitely way past his prime. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a sad ending to this sim, but let's go see. All right, they're going to trade Bob Francis for Tom Kim, and they're going to trade Adley for George Rodriguez. No, they trade away Trent Grisham, who was actually so good, and Billy Carlson for Mario Esquivel and Howard Reddy. And they're finally going to get rid of Zach Neto for Sandy Manning and Ruben Fry. And the craziest part is they're not even in the worst position possible. As we're just going to go all the way to the Home Run Derby. They're not in that bad of a spot either. And it's like they traded everyone away. And they're going to trade away JJ Weatherholt as well. Wow, dude. Like, we're 5 games under. I mean, come on. Like, I don't know why you're selling, like, you're fire sailing right now. Like, we were 1 or 2 good moves away from being in the playoff race. Oh my god. Yamamoto's still an all-star. Good for him. Do we even have an all-star at this point? I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. Gabriel Moreno, all-star. Was on our team at one point. Do we legitimately have no one? Wait, am I losing my mind? Did we not have an all-star? Oh my gosh, we didn't have an all-star. Wait, who on this team was on our team? I'm so confused. I am so confused. Because none of these players were on our team. Oh, wait, did we make a trade with the AL? It was JJ Weatherholt. Okay. Alright. Whatever. Let's just get to the end of this year. We're not doing anything. Alright, 74-88. So they do go out with a whimper. But that is okay. I mean, they were so close to the World Series twice, or winning the World Series. They were in it twice. Let's see the team. It sucks that they got rid of Trent Grisham. That's what hurts me the most. Sullivan with a 3.6, Adele with a 3.4, Jermaine Russell with a 3.1, Caruso with a 2.4, Rosario with a 1.7, 1.5 from Esquivel. Yeah, did we trade away our closer? I guess we did. 3.4 from Skeen, so he went out with a bang. Elmer Rodriguez with a 1.9, Doug Field with a 1.8, Brandon Garcia with a 1.1. I'm going to go force a couple of these players to retire, and then we'll see if they make the Hall of Fame. Alright, so I forced Skeens to retire. I also forced the GOAT, Mr. Trent Grisham, to retire. He should I really hope he does. He's at almost 2,200. Watch him need like one more hit. 405 home runs. He's got a career WAR of 91.4. Dude, that is Hall of Fame bound if I've ever seen it. Skeens might not make it because I don't think he's there. 148 and 101 with 2,514 strikeouts. I don't think that's enough. Career WAR of 46.8, but I just want to take a shot. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. Trent Grisham into the Hall of Fame. You saw it yourself. You probably see it in the thumbnail too because that's actually insane. Yeah, Bregman also makes it to the Hall of Fame too. So does Buxton and Shohei. That being said, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.